Well, the news never stops at Newcastle United, folks, as it's been announced that Chief Commercial Officer Pete Silverstone will be leaving the club. He is now on garden leave, and PIF have come out and defended Eddie Howe. So we'll take a quick look at that as well. Let's go again. Hi everybody, welcome to your second video of the day. My name's Paul, this is the Toon Review. This is your latest Newcastle United news, as it is announced that Chief Commercial Officer Pete Silverstone is now on garden leave. And my God, have the rumour mill already kicked into gear. There's various reports saying he's been pushed, various reports saying he's resigned. As I record this video, there's not a lot of information out there. There just isn't. So we will obviously retouch on this later on tonight in the live show. But obviously it's a breaking news. It's a big story, guys. Pete Silverstone has been a controversial figure for me since he's been at the football club. You know, he's stayed very much behind the scenes. He's never really come out and said anything. But what's he done? That is the question that I think a lot of Newcastle fans have been asking over the 3 years that he's been here. What has he done? Yes, we've got Adidas back, of course, but I think the rhetoric for Silverstone when he came to this club was to bring in revenue and bring in a lot of it. Now, has his hands been tied with certain sponsorship deals because of the rules in place? I would guess so. But I don't think he's done a lot behind the scenes to bring in more revenue. And I think, if you're asking me as a fan, I'd probably think Hopkinson's looked at this and thought, we need a change. But what's been announced is that he's took an opportunity overseas. So he's obviously got somewhere else to go. Now, has that been found by Newcastle United? Has that been done by Silverstone himself? Because you could look at the garden leave in two different ways. You could think, well, he's handed in his resignation. He has to work that resignation, but he's come to the agreement with Newcastle United that he'll do that via garden leave before he starts his new position elsewhere. Or Hopkinson's done this as part of his 100-day review and thought, Pete Silverstone's been here 3 years and I haven't seen, I've looked at the books and I haven't seen a very good performance from Pete Silverstone, and he's going to replace him. But like I say, some reports are saying he's been pushed, some reports have been saying he's resigned. We don't know at the minute. I'm just speculating as a fan. But as a fan, I don't think Pete Silverstone's done enough in the job that he's been in. And 3 years down the line, he hasn't pulled in the big deals that I think Newcastle United were hoping for when the takeover happened and they brought Silverstone in. They were expecting big things from him, like everybody was, but he's been very, very quiet. And that's why I say it, you know, controversial figure, because he doesn't seem to have done much. This report I'm looking at now saying many fans have pointed the finger at Silverstone for a lack of major progress when it comes to commercial partnerships being forged for the likes of the club's training kit and beyond. And I think the training kit is the big one for me, because we've been asking for years now, why does the training kit not have a sponsor? And it's a legitimate question to ask when you see other Premier League clubs doing training and in training and things like that, and they've all got their sponsors on. We don't, and we haven't since Silverstone's been here. So these are the little things that I think maybe have been looked at and thought, we need a change. We need somebody with a bit more dynamism. We need somebody who maybe is going to be a bit more of a public figure and get out there and promote Newcastle United and bring in these revenue deals that we really do need, because we're not seeing it right now. And the fact that it's, I mean, Newcastle World are reporting that it's the first major change underseen by David Hopkinson, the CEO. Now, look, that could mean a whole different ball game, really. You know, if it is that decision being taken to let him go. He's placed on garden leave and is said to have taken an opportunity overseas. Silverstone moves on after 3 years at the club. Of course, he joined from One Football, which was the world's largest media platform, where he was Senior Vice President of Global Development. That's a massive job. So that's why I'm saying that when he came to Newcastle United, a lot was expected of this guy, but it doesn't seem to have worked at all. Of course, he did spend 7 years at Arsenal as well, leaving there in 2022, where he was Chief Commercial Officer as well. So it's not like this guy hasn't been there and done it and won the T-shirt. He definitely has, but I just get the feeling with Liam Kennedy saying there that it's the first major change underseen by David Hopkinson. Has he been pushed? What do you guys think? Obviously, we'll talk more about this in the live show tonight when we've got more information. As I say, I'm just merely speculating here, and of course, just bringing you the announcement as it's just happened. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about Silverstone's departure? Now, finally, just reading through all the headlines, and it's PIF have, I don't know whether it's a statement by PIF or just a report coming in that obviously, there's been a little bit of a rocky start to the season with Newcastle United, and questions being asked about Eddie Howe. Certainly what happened on Sunday, that's the first time we've really seen Eddie Howe completely rattled as a manager. Panicked, didn't know what to do. The whole thing was a farce on Sunday. 5 at the back, Murphy at right back, Tonali at right back. He was just throwing anything on there. There didn't seem to be a plan B. I mean, many people will say no plan A either, but you know what I mean? When things haven't gone well with plan A, is there a plan B? And why do we never seem to see it? However, Graham Bailey has stated that Newcastle owners PIF are firmly behind Eddie Howe. This is what Graham Bailey said. He said, PIF firmly believe that Eddie Howe is the only man for them at Newcastle. Nobody is going to work harder than Eddie Howe. And now Ross Wilson is in. It actually gives Eddie the chance to concentrate on the squad. There is a sense of frustration at the club, but that is from Eddie as much as anyone. Losing Isak as they did was a blow, and Wissa still hasn't played. That is a frustration. They honestly believe they improved this squad. They love what they did. Bailey added, Newcastle, that being PIF, Eddie and the squad firmly believe they should be finishing top 6 at the very least. Indeed, whilst not title challengers. They see themselves as next best, but they know they need to show it. So this is on the back of a furious Eddie Howe, very critical of his players after the game at West Ham, when he mentioned that he could have taken anybody off in the first half, and it was very rare for him to feel that way, and it's the first time since he's been Newcastle manager. Now, what's interesting in that is that PIF have said that, and Eddie Howe and everyone believes we're a top 6 side. Now, does that mean if we're not going to be top 6 and we are going to stay mid-table, does the axe then come down on Eddie Howe? I know it's a crazy thing to say, and I'm not saying it as I want Eddie Howe out, because everybody knows that I don't. I love Eddie Howe, and I think we've got a lot more to come from Eddie. However, when you read that, you say, yes, he's safe at the minute, but when we get further down the line in the season, if top 6 isn't going to be a really realistic finish, is that a failing? And has Eddie Howe failed the rhetoric for this season? It's a real complicated one, but look, I know there's people who want Eddie Howe out. Certainly there's viewers of this channel who want Eddie Howe out as well. I don't subscribe to that at all. I really don't. I think Eddie's got a lot more to give to Newcastle United. Ali McCoist weighed in on the Eddie Howe sack stuff as well. Said he's miles away from getting sacked. He's done and is doing a fantastic job. I understand the frustrations, as he'll be as frustrated as anyone. But come on, he won them a trophy and Champions League football. We're 10 games into the season. Newcastle will be fine. Absolutely fine. Now, obviously, McCoist is a big fan of Eddie Howe. He's a big fan of Newcastle. Whenever he's been in the area at the stadium, he's always got along with the fans. And I think he's talking a bit of sense there. Yes, we can criticise Eddie for making mistakes, which he clearly did on Sunday. His players failed him. He failed himself, really, with some of the decisions he made. But really, the sack, I mean, come on. I mean, that's ludicrous right now. It's absolutely ludicrous. But again, let me know in the comments below. But there you go. That is more latest news for you, ladies and gents. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a like. And of course, if you are new around here, please do subscribe, free of charge. All we ask for is you hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. And we will see you at 7, unless there's another batch of news comes out that I'll do a video for. If not, we'll see you live at 7 o'clock. Until then, take care.